Hello and welcome to Rise Unwind. My name is Dan. Each and every week I try to talk to people from across the country about things you can do right here in your neighborhood. And on this week's show, we got this.
Stop letting complicated people surprise you. Don't be surprised when complicated people have complicated behavior. I hear this all the time. I can't believe they would say that at work. I can't believe they would put that in the email. I can't believe. I say, believe them.
To the sounds of Disney classics remix with a Bahamian, a Caribbean flair.
When it comes to money, money's very emotional. And so taking a long time to pay down that debt might cause you to get discouraged and frustrated and give up.
Okay, so what would it mean for the United States if it made it past our borders?
Yeah, if ASF can make it to the U.S. mainland, it would be devastating. The impact that will cause to the swine industry will be humongous.
The next step really should be the prescription of an exercise program. And why exercise? Well, it's because exercise is the one thing that has been proven to slow the progression of the disease.
Many of us are putting our homes to the test, and regular maintenance is key to getting ahead and addressing these small issues before they escalate into expensive or really stressful situations.
All of that and more right here on Rise Unwind. Have you ever had one coworker who just makes everything harder than it needs to be? Well, you're not alone. Nearly half of Americans say they'd take a pay cut just to avoid working with some pain in the butt people. But what if dealing with them could actually make you better at your job? Well, Ryan Leake is a best-selling author and leadership coach whose book is called How to Work with Complicated People, and he's here to share some strategies that could turn your biggest workplace issues into a surprising advantage. Welcome to the show, Ryan. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right, man. In this book, you say very stressful work situation can actually be like powerful moments for us. Can you unpack that a little bit?
Absolutely. Well, I think that sometimes we want a stress-free life, a stress-free work environment with stress-free people that bring us our morning coffee just the way we like it. But the problem is most people don't work in that kind of environment. In fact, if they did, it wouldn't be a growing environment. You see, we don't grow from comfort. We grow when things are challenging. And so the more we can find ourselves in a challenging situation, the more we can actually grow. And yes, sometimes those challenges are people.
And you call working with complicated people kind of a superpower.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? And how do we tap into that superpower?
Well, I think anyone can thrive when they're surrounded by people who are supportive, like-minded, who share their same work ethic and communication style. But the superpower comes in when you can collaborate with somebody who is wired completely different than you, sees the world completely different than you, that challenges your assumptions and do things that frustrate you. When you can move towards that person, that's not something that everybody does. No, when you can work with complicated people, you also can sell to complicated people. You begin to speak new languages. You begin to make new connections. And when you do that, I think you separate yourself from everybody else. And I believe that is indeed a superpower.
And we also know, we all know somebody that drains the energy from the room, like those energy vampires.
Oh, yeah.
What's the best way to deal with a coworker like that without losing our minds, man?
Well, one of the things I think you can do is adjust your expectations. Stop letting complicated people surprise you. Don't be surprised when complicated people have complicated behavior. I hear this all the time. I can't believe they would say that at work. I can't believe they would put that in the email. I can't believe. I say, believe them. What were you expecting? You were expecting them to be two things, simple and perfect. You may not say it out loud, but it's subconscious for the both of us, except all we ever get is complicated and flawed. So I encourage people to expect different, expect complicated. So then you walk into work on a Monday morning and your posture's different. You walk in and you're going, is it going to be you today? Is it going to be you today? And those first two may not be, but then the third person is, and you go, hey, I've been waiting for you all day. So you're not caught off guard by complicated people. You're expecting it. And what you're really expecting is expecting them to be human.
And from a leadership perspective, if someone's managing a team of people, like a bunch of big personalities, what's the first thing that they should be doing?
Well, I think they should start with looking in the mirror. I think every leader should be asking the question, what's it like to be on the other side of me? What's it like to work with me? What's it like to be in a meeting with me? What's it like to receive direction from me? And then come to the realization that on the other side of you, it may be more complicated than we're all willing to admit. And when we start there, we instantly put ourselves in a credible position, because each and every one of us is more likely to receive from somebody that can admit their own flaws instead of just pointing out everybody else's. And so when you start with yourself, you're easier to follow because you're modeling what you're trying to teach.
Where can we go for more insights and grab the book for more information, man?
You can get your copy of How to Work with Complicated People on Amazon or wherever books are sold, and you can get other leadership resources to help you work with complicated people at ryanleak.com.
Ryan Leak, thanks for kicking it with me this morning.
Hey, man, you were awesome. Thank you so much.
Do you feel like your to-do list is growing faster than your grass? You know, spring is prime time to check in on your home before summer heat. And surprise repairs tend to hit, from painting and window cleaning to figure out your warranty coverage. It's all about keeping your home running smooth. Meredith Sprecher is here with the Ultimate Spring Home Checklist and how a home warranty can save your wallet down the road. Welcome to the show, Meredith. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's start with the big picture. Why is regular maintenance such a game changer for homeowners?
If you're anything like me, you use your home a ton, from constantly blowing the heat or AC to daily use of appliances. Many of us are putting our homes to the test, and regular maintenance is key to getting ahead and addressing these small issues before they escalate into expensive or really stressful situations. So it's important to do those things like change your filters or check for leaks. Doing these things helps ensure you have a well-maintained home, which can save you time and money in the long run. Spring is a great refresh and reset time, so now is the perfect time to hop on those spring to-dos.
And what are some of the must-do items on a spring home checklist? Anything that people tend to forget?
My number one tip that I don't want folks to forget is to get an AC tune-up. An AC tune-up can help prevent a breakdown and even extend the life of your unit. Nobody wants to be caught without AC on a hot summer day, and this can really help avoid that. But there's lots more, from gutter cleaning to changing your filters to cleaning your windows to dryer vent cleaning. There's so much you can do both inside and outside your home to prepare for the season change. But I know I just listed a lot. I don't want this to feel overwhelming. Fortunately, with a home warranty like American Home Shield, we provide services for many of these things, including HVAC tune-ups and dryer vent cleaning. We also have a new feature that I'm super excited about that allows our members to live video chat with experts. So if there's something that's on your list that you're not quite sure if you can do alone, we have someone there that you can video chat to help walk you through those home to-dos.
All right, a lot of people mix these up. What's the real difference between like a home warranty and a homeowner's insurance?
You're right. There is a lot of confusion between the two. Home insurance covers what might happen, such as damage from a fire or a natural disaster. A home warranty covers what will inevitably happen, such as your oven not turning on when you're hosting the holidays, or your washing machine not spinning when you really need to get that shirt cleaned. They're both important. Homeowners really do need both. Together, the two complement one another and provide the most comprehensive coverage you can have for your home, which is often our most valuable asset.
So how can someone figure out what should be covered under their home warranty?
At American Home Shield, we cover up to 29 systems and appliances that you depend on every single day. These items range from your plumbing and electrical all the way to your microwave, refrigerator, washer, and dryer. At AHS, we offer 3 plans, so you can pick and choose your coverage to make sure that it best fits your needs. One of the great things is that plans start at just $1 a day, so they are really affordable and there is something for everyone.
So where's the best place for us to go get some help or even more information?
Visit us online at ahs.com. There you can learn more about our plans and coverage options and even join today.
Meredith Sprecher, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
You ever dream of trading your office for a beach lounger in the Bahamas? Well, Disney Cruise Line has just unveiled their brand new island destination, Disney Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. And it's pretty much next level. So joining us live from Paradise with an exclusive sneak peek is Joey Gaskins, Public Affairs Director for Disney Cruise Line. Welcome to the show, Joey. How are you?
I am good, Dan. Thank you for having me join you today. We are at Disney Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point, and as you can see, it is a gorgeous day over here.
And I think you've got one of the better Zoom backdrops that we have so far. Can you tell us exactly where you are right now?
I'm at Disney Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point. It is at the southernmost point of the island of Eleuthera in the Bahamas, and I'm a Bahamian, and so this makes me really, really proud. It is a gorgeous destination. The beach is lovely. The flora, the fauna, it is just an incredible experience. And we're so glad to be bringing it to you today.
And the island was kind of built with the spirit of the Bahamas in mind. How did Disney bring that to life and pretty much design the experience?
So what makes Disney Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point so special is that it blends that signature Disney entertainment and service with the culture and the heritage of the Bahamas. We worked with cultural advisors, historians, with artists, musicians. I mean, it's really incredible, and you can see Bahamian culture and heritage in the very DNA of this site. So our guests are immersed in Bahamian art. As they walk around the destination, they can hear Bahamian music. They have the taste of Bahamian food. And of course, our entertainment options are inspired and anchored in Bahamian culture.
And what are some of the friendly, family-friendly things that people can do once they do arrive?
So there are a number of things. There's really something for everyone here at Lookout Key. We talked about entertainment and Bahamian culture. There is Rush, our celebration of the sights and sounds of Junkanoo, which is the Bahamas' premier cultural celebration. Vibrant crepe paper and cardboard costumes, goatskin drums, cowbells, whistles, and horns. Our guests really get to perform with the Junkanoos as they parade across the island. And along with our Disney friends, Mickey and Minnie, who are in their very special island attire designed by a Bahamian fashion designer. There is our beach party, Disney Fun in the Sun, where you get to do the limbo, if that's your thing, to the sounds of Disney classics remixed with a Bahamian, a Caribbean flair. There is also our nature trails. Do you see how beautiful it is right behind me? You can explore this wonderful property, learn about the plants, learn about the native species. And of course, there's something for the adults. Serenity Bay is our adult-only area. The kids can go and have a good time. You can come and get a beverage of your choice, enjoy the great food, the quiet, or even a traditional Bahamian rake and scrape band right here in our 18 and over area.
Okay, so how do we even get there?
There are a couple of ways that you can get here to Disney Lookout Key. So today we have the Disney Dream Inn. She sailed from Port Everglades along with the Magic. You can take either one of those two ships from Fort Lauderdale at Port Everglades, but also the Fantasy and the Disney Wish sail from Port Canaveral in Orlando. And I'll let you in on a little secret, Dan. A little later this year, November 2025, the Disney Destiny, our newest ship, will also be sailing here to Disney Lookout Key. So your viewers can hop on any one of those ships to join us.
All right, how do we get more information and check this out?
So you can visit DisneyCruise.com. All of our available itineraries are right there for you to explore. There's also a destinations tab. In that tab, there's an island destinations link. If you want to understand a little bit more about what we have to offer here at Disney Lookout Key, you can click that link. As well as that, you can learn about Castaway Key, our first and most beloved island where our guests have the perfect beach day.
Joey Gaskin, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Feel like you're working harder but falling behind on bills? There's a new survey that shows nearly 1 in 4 Americans say their debt feels completely unmanageable. Rod Griffin is here to explain. He is Experian's Senior Director of Consumer Education and Advocacy, and he's got real strategies to getting out from under all that debt. Welcome to the show, Rod. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so what do you mean when we say unmanageable debt?
Unmanageable debt is that debt that we kind of have two definitions for it. One is that debt that becomes so large that it makes you have difficulty taking care of everyday necessities, things like buying groceries or putting gas in the car or making your rent payment. So that debt is making other finances unmanageable as well. You can't control it. The other definition that we hear from people is debt that, even though they're making that payment on time, and this usually applies to credit cards, the debt just keeps growing. So they're making their minimum payment, but there's a spiral that started, they just can't get out of it, just is unmanageable. So bottom line is, unmanageable debt is debt that is controlling you and your finances. You're not controlling it. And we want to help you get back in control of that debt and make sure that you're managing your finances and able to achieve the goals that you have.
So how common is this right now, especially with like credit cards, medical bills, or even loans?
Yeah, we know that there's more than $18 trillion in household debt in the U.S. We know that there's in excess of $1 trillion in credit card debt. And credit card debt's kind of the one that we can address the fastest and the easiest in most cases. Easiest, use that term loosely, but one that you can take steps to begin to reduce. And that's going to help you with the other debts you have. So, starting with credit card debt is usually the best beginning point.
And you've seen some people overcome some serious debt. What were some of the most effective strategies that they used?
Yeah. Well, we're in Florida and we're heading into spring and summer. So talking about snow probably isn't really applicable, but we're going to anyway. There's something they call the avalanche method for addressing credit card debt, which is addressing the highest interest rate, highest balance card first. The math says that will save you the most money in the long term. The challenge with math is it's never wrong, but it doesn't always tell the whole story. When it comes to money, money's very emotional. And so taking a long time to pay down that debt might cause you to get discouraged and frustrated and give up. So snowball method is the other method, which starts with the lowest interest rate card, the lowest balance, let you pay that off first, gives you a sense of accomplishment, gives you motivation, then focus on the next card in your purse or wallet so that you stay motivated and stay focused and succeed in paying down that debt. So a couple of different approaches for credit card debt specifically. There's some other things you need to do as well and can do. One of them is finding ways to put more money back in your pocket. And there's something we call subscription creep today. So the apps that we have, the streaming services that we have, often we find we don't use, but we have an automatic charge going every month into your credit card bill. So if you can find those and cancel them, it can help save you some money. Experian at Experian.com actually has a service that can help you identify those debts. And if you join our premium service, we can actually cancel them for you. So that might put some money back in your pocket that you could then use to pay down those debts, whether avalanche or snowball.
And do you have any tips for someone that may feel like they're drowning financially?
Yeah, I mean, it's know that you can recover, and there are tools out there to help you do that. We talk about having a side hustle, and that's one potential option. Having a part-time job on the side, and there are lots of those. I've done those things in the past. Talked about I've walked dogs, I've mowed lawns. I actually taught country dance lessons for a while with my now wife. So the things you can do in that regard. But it's really about having a plan and having patience. You need to set a budget, know where your money's going, where it's coming from, and then stick to that plan. It can also mean delaying a purchase or not making that purchase over time. But as you reduce your debts, you can recover. And we want people to know that. We've all been there. No, you're not alone. I think that's really important too, that we've all made mistakes. I'm fully open. I actually borrowed money from my grandma to pay off credit card debt. Never, ever go to the bank of grandma. She was the best collector in the world. Grandma guilt is real. I can tell you that.
Rod Griffin, Senior Director of Consumer Education and Advocacy and country dance teacher.
Long ago.
Thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information and learn more?
Yeah, visit Experian.com. You can find all of the tools, resources there, lots of free education materials as well. And our subscription service can help you potentially too.
All right. Fear the grandma, my friend. Fear the grandma. Are you headed out of the country this summer? Well, you might want to leave that ham sandwich at home. African swine fever is sweeping through parts of the world, and while it doesn't harm people, it could seriously hurt the U.S. pork supply if it does sneak in. Fernando Lugo is the USDA's Chief of Operations for the African Swine Fever Incident Management Team in the Dominican Republic. He's here with what every traveler needs to know before packing for vacation. Welcome to the show, Mr. Lugo.
Hi, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing good. All right. I want to go on an adventure. I want to travel, but African swine fever, it's a big concern right now.
Yeah, we have very important information for those traveling this spring and this summer. African swine fever is a highly contagious virus that is killing pigs around the world. ASF has been found in around 120 countries over the world, and this disease that even though doesn't affect humans, it affects pigs. It may kill pigs in about 7 days. This disease doesn't have a treatment. It has no vaccine. So prevention, it is now the only way to stop the spread of this disease. In 2021, the African swine fever virus was detected in the Caribbean. And the USDA decided to implement a protection zone in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. This would prevent all pork products from entering into the U.S. So if you're traveling this spring or this summer, please don't bring any pork products into the U.S.
You mentioned that it's not dangerous to humans, but people can still spread it. How does that happen?
Yeah, people cannot catch ASF, but it's very important that human beings can be a vector. You can transport ASF in the pork products that you intend to carry and bring into the U.S. There are very common pork products that people love to bring with them when they're traveling. They love to bring sausages. They love to bring pork chops and other products like ham, bacon. Just make sure when you're going back to the U.S., don't bring any of these pork products. This virus, the African swine fever, can resist very high temperatures and very low temperatures. That means that even though you cook your food, the virus can survive in that food that you already cooked, even if it's freeze. If you have frozen food, don't bring it. Frozen meat, frozen swine meat, don't bring it into the U.S. You can be carrying African swine fever virus into the U.S. And also, when you're traveling, you visit a farm, a pig farm, you can carry the virus in your shoes, in your boots, and in your clothes. Please make sure you clean, disinfect, and/or dispose your clothes before getting into the U.S. Notify the Customs and Border Protection officer upon arrival that you've been to a farm. Also notify this inspector that you are carrying any pork products with you in your suitcase.
Okay, so what would it mean for the United States if it made it past our borders?
Yeah, if ASF can make it to the U.S. mainland, it will be devastating. The impact that will cause to the swine industry will be humongous, and it will create job losses, pork meat shortages, and the price of the pork meat is going to raise a lot. So we want to protect our pork industry. As another important thing is that the U.S. is the second largest exporter of pork meat in the world. And we want to keep it that way. We want to keep our pork industry safe, our agriculture safe. When you travel this spring, when you travel this summer on vacation, don't bring any pork products and help us stop the spread of African swine fever virus.
Fernando Lugo, running out of time, but where can we go for more information and learn about this before they start flying?
For more information, visit our website, aphis.usda.gov/stopasf. For very valuable information, this is going to be a helpful website.
Fernando Lugo, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thanks to you, Dan.
April is Parkinson's Awareness Month. It's time to raise awareness and focus on the nearly 1 million Americans living with the disease. It's a condition that affects movement, speech, and everyday life. And for those diagnosed, the journey can be challenging, but also filled with resilience and hope. We have John Lair, President and CEO of the Parkinson's Foundation, along with Dr. Kathleen Blake, who's living with Parkinson's, with more.
So as soon as a person is diagnosed with Parkinson's, the next step really should be the prescription of an exercise program. And why exercise? Well, it's because exercise is the one thing that has been proven to slow the progression of the disease. And then on top of the exercise is medication. And the medication can smooth out the symptoms of Parkinson's disease.
Well, there are plenty of resources out there, some good, some not so good. That's why we recommend that people go to the Parkinson's Foundation's website, which is parkinson.org. You'll be guaranteed to get evidence-based, peer-reviewed information that helps you with any questions that you might have. But we also have a helpline, which is 1-800-4PD-INFO. That's 1-800-4PD-INFO. It is staffed by experts in Parkinson's disease who can answer any questions that you might have about Parkinson's and also direct you to resources in your local community.
This is a long-term condition. It's something that affects the entire family, the people who care about the individual with Parkinson's disease. So first, get reliable information so that you know what you need to know about Parkinson's at the time. Second, get involved in your local community. So that might be through a moving day walk. It could be through a support group, for which it might be a support group for the person with Parkinson's, but it could also be for just caregivers. And then I always encourage people to get involved in research, because it is only through research that we will get closer to a cure and to better treatments.
For our website, parkinson.org, or a helpline, 1-800-4PD-INFO.
And that's it for Rise and Unwind. I want to thank you for tuning in and checking out the show. If you actually want to be on the show, go to our website, riseunwindtv.com. Fill out the form, send us your info. Maybe we'll be talking on a future episode. Also, make sure you follow us, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's at Rise Unwind TV. And until next week, that was Rise and Unwind.